Okay, here we go. Hi, Libra. I'm Mary Ellen. Spirit's talking to me about new folks, so maybe there's some new folks jumping on. It's nice to see you. I'm coming to you from Moonrise Cottage for your first half of February reading. Okay, Spirit's telling me to introduce myself. There must be somebody new here. So I'm a clairvoyant person, and I have been given a lot of talents and gifts. There's the first card. I'm just going to pause for a minute, okay? That's the message from the spirit realm. And there are a lot of cards that have been jumping out. So anyways, I'm here to do two things. I'm here to translate messages. The messages that have been streaming, kind of a steady stream that I've been experiencing my whole life. And my ability to talk with you, I think that's what it's all about. So translate messages, receive messages, and talk with you about, the things that are coming forward as we all move into this time of great shift and change. And there is a new life coming forward for all of us. We're mastering our frequency. We're stepping into that part of our destiny that begins to connect us. And some of us will move across into that thing that my spirit guides say that people call 4D and 5D and twin flame and all that, right? So my spirit guides talk about being polyflamorous because we're all going there. That's the destiny. So if you are curious, there's a lot of information about me and my readings and the healing retreats that I offer below in the information box. And after this reading is out, I'm going to come to the chat room and spend a few minutes. If there's anybody there and you have questions, load them up into the chat window and we'll have a little talk and hang out. Okay? Ooh, that one wanted to come. Wow, look at that. Ooh, baby. Wow, where do you see this? So Libra, as an energy set point, as a frequency, as a vibration, here in the fractal of humanity, with an individual personhood, of course, you are connected. You are an air sign. The vibration that you send forth and that you create to help the tapestry of all beings that are awakening goes out on the air. And it's astounding to me. Wow, this has come up 3 times to the top of the deck while I was shuffling. So there it is. Check it out. That's about the eclipse, right? So do not doubt that, all right, another card coming out, that you have an effect here. Trust yourself. Know that your vibration is meant to go forward, and it is very active in the atmosphere. So if you have some curiosity about how the air element displays through Gemini and Spirit's talking about through your cohort, Aquarius, very similar readings coming out, but attenuated for your individual set point within the air sign cohort. So Spirit wants you to go and check that out. So, all right, Spirit's asking me, yeah, okay. All right, I get it. Takes me a minute. All right, let's jump in. All right, so if you're new, Spirit keeps talking about new folks, so there must be somebody new here. First of all, welcome. It's wonderful to have you. I use the beautiful Celtic Wisdom Tarot deck, and I do a particular spread, and my spirit guides give me the overall message that they want to speak with you about. And Libra, there's the balancer. That's you. They're talking to you about your soul circuit, your soul progress this month, and how the effect of the eclipse has reordered your being. That's the balancer of harmony. And that's the essence of who you are. And there you are, your being out in the universe. Arms upraised. There's been a massive shift and change. That's the goddess Elena, the finder of the ways for those who travel, particularly on the ocean. And we're seeing her standing in this ocean of energy. So that's the theme. And I wish I could show you the cards. I am going to post them on the community tab on my channel. so you can see them. When you look at them, make sure you look at all the relationships, how they stand next to each other, the columns and the rows and the diagonals. Just look, Spirit says, so you can see. So here we just came through this massive eclipse. And the word massive, it's like echoing in my brain. That's very interesting, Libra, standing next to this. This is your energy as you came through the eclipse and for the first couple of weeks of February. That is about going on an adventure. Right? So Elena's here because she's the sacred goddess that guides travelers. And there we see you going on an adventure. You went on an adventure, and it affects you for these 2 weeks of February. As the moon cycle, the full moon continues to affect us all. So it is an adventure to gain knowledge. It's a really cool mythical story about a young man who stepped out into the town commons on the full moon to take up a dare in order to put a rope around a corpse and touch death and prove bravery and all kinds of things like that. So it was a tradition. And I think you got a little money from the king if you were able to do it and show your bravery and all of that. Spirit saying, blah, blah, blah. What it's really about is the fact that when he did step out into the mystical realm to have this connection, he immediately went out to the underworld. In Irish mythology, it's called the underworld. So out into the universe, into the mystical realm. And he had a vision of something horrible that was about to happen. And when he went into the mystical realm, he met a banshee, a woman who cries out a warning. Really fascinating to me. Check it out. I want to hear. Libra, put some messages, will you, on the thread. I want to hear what you know, having come through the eclipse. So basically, this fairy woman said, don't worry, we can. This outcome can be prevented. You just need to go back and you need to sound a warning, and you need to be able to speak in these moments, and all will be revealed to you. So with that as the message about how you stand, and eventually, so this young man did. He went back to the earthly realm, and he sounded the warning in order to prevent a tragedy. Then he went back into the mystical realm where he stayed forever. So your transition is about seeing the calamity of humanity, something illuminated at the full moon, some kind of travel, some kind of adventure that you had that has to do with bringing forward that which you would like to create, your manifestation desires, rather than being captured by your fears. That's a big part of this. So it's very fascinating to me that process that you went through, coming into and transitioning through the full moon, has caused you to perfect some part of your energy, some part of your soul cycle, and you begin again. This is a world card. It's fascinating to me. And we see a Kundalini awakening. There's a sacred bowl of healing and wisdom. You have all the tools you need. And in this card, we see the breastplate has 4 seasons. And all the petals of wisdom that come to you through this next year. Clearly, Spirit's telling you, you have been prepared because you went so deeply into the mystical realm. Protected in this way, you have completed and have begun a brand new cycle. And over the course of the next year, one of the things I love about this card, you see the sacred swastikas? If you don't know the history of the swastika, go to Google and look it up. It's a sacred symbol that has existed for 12,000 years or more upon the earth. It has everything to do with sacred feminine energy turning, and there's the full awakening, and destiny turns on this beautiful cycle of birth and life and death and rebirth. And that's what we see here. I love that. It's really intense. Spirit's telling me to tell you to go watch Gemini and go watch Aquarius. If you have time, just do it. It's going to blow your mind. All right, so mystical stuff going on. And then sitting next to this, the next step, this is your human walk, don't forget. Look at that. 2 major arcana cards in a row. And actually, we led with this. So you are being guided, you are being protected as you come through this year going forward. And a mystical year, an extremely mystical year, that's the Sun card. You've been transformed. You are standing on the sacred ground of the ancients, and destiny is turning again. That is the protector of sacred lore. So Libra, with your air sign element, with the vibration that you are taking up and perfecting, wrong one, perfecting this year in the full light of the sun, fascinating to me. So check your chart, make sure you look at your moon sign, your rising sign, and all that kind of stuff. Because here Libra, look, that's the third card on the human realm. The sacred cauldron of wisdom, compassion, healing, and the ability to understand the needs of the entire universe and come into an extreme form of sacred love ability, the unconditional love of compassion. Understanding the story of humanity, those of your own story, Spirit's talking about, including the people that you walk with. Understand that you have the opportunity now to really bring a massive shift and change. In fact, in the other air sign readings, the Tower card came out. Massive shift and change. You're being shown a massive shift and change that is going to evolve over the next year. Look. There's the moon that we just came through, and you know what? And that's how it stands on the table. Check it out. Nope, it's this way. Wait a minute. Look, really cool. It's always hard because when I hold them up to the camera, they're backwards. So that's the center row of the reading. And this card is the transition card. The card that takes you, or your human life, and helps you transition into the mystical realm. And that's how it sits like this, actually. They sit next to each other. And the other thing about this, it sits above this. So this is the transition. All right. As you perfect your energy, the cycle that begins on this new moon, the eclipse, the full moon, the entire cycle, it is connecting this process that you're engaged in with all that you can imagine in the sacred realm. The imaginer of harmony joined together with the perfecter of energy in order to bring your destiny forward and all of humanity. And because you're a Libra, here's the first card on the sacred realm. This is what your soul is involved in. A new foundation. That would be the Six of Cups. Coming into alignment with others through your connection to the universe. This is about being a student of sacred lore. And we see the protector of lore, right? You are a student now. Your soul has entered a new part of its cycle and its circuit. And you are connecting very deeply. From the Spirit's talking about, your soul, that which we call the soul, your energy in the mystical realm, connecting very deeply with you on the earthly realm. That's the process that's going on. And it's going to go forward all year as we perfect our frequency, our energy, our abilities. Remember I was talking about psychic ability? I was talking about it to Gemini because they're so intensely connected. We are all, I think people are all coming into their, whatever you want to call it. I call myself clairvoyant. Whether it's psychic, clairvoyant, empathic, this is what the soul is working on. It's the time that we're in. And you incarnated here in this place to be here in these moments. Ponder that. That's pretty amazing. Spirit says, ponder that. Like that. And look, the next card. The liberator of devotion. So we have the renewer of devotion on the human realm, followed by the imaginer of harmony, and this beautiful foundation of art. The ability to use our mystical knowledge and our heart chakra energy coming forward to liberate us from this, because this is how it sits on the table. I mean, it's blowing my mind. Okay? Amazing. And here's what's underneath it. So, what do you see what's next? I'm biting my tongue, as you can tell. Just to confirm for you, you are very connected to the moon cycle that just evolved. Spirit wants you to know that on the new moon eclipse that came in Leo on the it was a partial solar eclipse in Leo on this day of the new moon, that's what started the soul cycle. Right? It initiated something. And what it's initiating is your activation. That is the sacred goddess, if I can get this in the light, who is the guardian of all sacred places. This is a prophecy about the ability to take up knowledge, become transformed, and shine it out here on the earth and affect all of those around you. And look, so your journey, that's the earthly realm, that's the circuit of your soul. And in between them, the opening message was this. It was about sacred travel and being in the universe, coming into harmony and balance. So that's the way that you participate. That's what your soul is doing. It is accessing the portals in order to bring forward the destiny that is meant to come for all of us. It's really profound, really deep reading. Give me just a second. I want to look at something. You have 7 major arcana cards in this reading and 2 prophecies. So what's very interesting, given everything I just said, here's the outcome card. Spirit says that I don't have to say anything about it because I just talked all about this in the reading. But, clearly, the illumination of the moon, the sacred stream of energy that came through this eclipse. So, if you don't know about that, just play with Google. Just go online. Play with YouTube. What was coming forward through this eclipse? There are lots of fabulous astrologers who have given many messages, Spirit says. This is about psychic connection. This is about transformation, about the male and female halves of yourself and forward in society, being able to receive and share that which is coming forward. It's astounding. And that tower is about the ability to have many perspectives, to look out onto the world. And we were talking about becoming deeply compassionate and deeply connected through a certain type of healing through these days. So, actually 2 cards came out when I was pulling the card for the closing of the reading. So that is the Ace of Swords. It is another prophecy about the air sign energy and the balance that is coming forward. It is about victory. It's about brilliance of mind, Spirit says. And the moments having come through this eclipse cycle, this sacred sword of victory is activated in the season of winter by the wind, by the winter winds. It's really fascinating. And I'm sitting in the Northeast, so I know you're not all in traditional New England style winter, especially people who are in other parts of the world where it is now springtime. But know that that's the message that's coming through this oracle.